Hey guys, Drifter here. Today I've got a video for you about all of the Black Ops 3 gumballs. I'm going to tell you about each and every last one of them, and there's a lot of crazy effects, and we got a lot to talk about today. If you're wondering where this information comes from, it was leaked from the PC code of the game, which people have been digging through ever since the beta. It did have a lot of zombies data in it, but it was encrypted or hard to read or hard to make any sense of, and people have been digging, and somebody, some enterprising individual somewhere, managed to get all of the gumballs, both their icons so we can see what they're a picture of, and all of their data. I can read this information, but I cannot show the pictures without getting a copyright strike. So let's start off. By the way, I did get this from reddit.com/r/codzombies. The person that leaked it wanted to give credit to there, so that's what I'm going to give credit to as well. First link down there in the description. And the first one is Aftertaste. It's a picture of kind of like a guy falling down with 3 beverages. It looks kind of like a drunk guy stumbling around and refusing to giving up his drinks. It says, don't lose any perks when downed, but you still need to be revived by other players. It triggers immediately and lasts for 3 rounds. Very beneficial. You don't lose your perks when you go down because they're kind of expensive. The next one's a bit of a mouthful. It's called Alchemical Antithesis. It's very unusual, and it says that every 10 points that would have been earned is instead 1 ammo to the stock of the current weapon. This one is player activated, so you turn it on whenever you want, and it lasts for 30 seconds. That's pretty cool. That means all the points that you get for shooting people are refunding ammo to your gun. That means repairing doors can get ammo to the gun, reviving people, doing anything. The cool thing to note is that for wonder weapons, you should still be able to do this, so you can kill zombies and keep reloading your wonder weapon. The next one is called Always Done Swiftly. It's a picture of a guy rushing in with an AK-47. It says walk faster while ADS and go into and out of ADS faster. Kind of like a mix of like lightweight and quick draw, which is weird. Triggers immediately and lasts for 3 rounds. Moving on, we have Anywhere But Here, which is a blindfolded player throwing a dart at a globe. It says the player instantly teleports to a random player spawn location, and a concussive blast knocks away any nearby zombies, keeping the player safe. Thank goodness, that's good programming and game design right there. That keeps me from getting stuck inside of a boss, other players, zombies, or dying instantly. This one is player activated, and you can use it twice per gumball. At this point, I should probably mention that this is a lot of gumballs, and if I know anything about Call of Duty coding and stuff, not all of these are going to end up in the final game. Like, if you look at all the perks that are in the code for Black Ops 3, there are probably about 10 extra ones that aren't used in the game. They're old perks from like legacy code. They're things that experimented with but didn't pan out. There's all kinds of stuff like that, so don't expect to see all of these, or even in this form. This could change a lot. Moving on, we have Armamental, another mouthful, Armamental Accomplishment. This allows you to switch weapons and recover from performing melee attacks faster, and you can use faster offhand items. You use this as soon as you pick it up, and it lasts for 3 rounds. We have Arms Grace, which is a person like crawling up from a grave with an AK, like a zombie armed with an AK, and it says respawn with all the weapons you had when you bled out. Super useful, easy to understand, and it triggers on your next respawn. The next one is very unusual. It's called Arsenal Accelerator. It's got a picture of what appears to be a hand cannon from Destiny. Not even joking you, like a ridiculous Trigun level hand cannon, and a gigantic sword like a scimitar and a clock, and it says charge your special weapon faster. Triggers immediately and lasts for 10 minutes. I assume that means that zombies also has special weapons, which is not something I understood for them to have before, but if you go back and you look at the trailers, you'll see that they have the glowing sword in several different forms, so I guess that just does confirm that they have special weapons. Next we have Burned Out, which is a picture of a zombie hand that is burning. It says the next time you take melee damage, nearby zombies burst into fire. I believe we even saw this one in the trailer, and it says trigger immediately and last for 2 hits. I think it just kind of kills zombies, so they can't just kind of like do that, you know, helicopter and wombo combo you. Cache Back is a picture of some ammunition, and you spawn a max ammo power-up. Very useful right there. Player activated, you can do it once. We have one called Coagulant, which is a timer inside of a blood bag. It says longer bleed out time. Pretty easy to understand. It doesn't say exactly how long. Triggers immediately and lasts for 30 minutes. We have a funny one here that says Danger Closest, which is a guy detonating a lot of bombs around himself, meaning and it says you take 0 explosive damage, triggers immediately and lasts for 3 rounds. This is going to be awesome because then you can get rocket launchers and just shoot your feet or hold down grenades until you explode and go kamikaze the zombies and do things like that. We have Dead of Nuclear Winter, kind of a funny name, and it shows like an old school like Looney Tunes bomb falling from the sky but with stitches, so it's like a zombie bomb. It's kind of weird, and it just spawns a nuke power up. Pretty easy. Player activated, you can do it twice. On one of the unusual ones, we have Ethereal Attachment, which shows a gun with what I believe is Ghost Attachment on it, and it says turns a current weapon into a packed weapon. I guess that means a pack-a-punched weapon with all the cool kind of stuff going on with it. It's player activated, and it lasts you can use it twice, but for 30 seconds each, so it doesn't permanently transform your gun into a pack-a-punch weapon, only temporarily, which is very, very unusual. The next one we have is Firing on All Cylinders. It shows a very large muscle car engine with those big beefy metal things sticking out the side, but they're launching bombs instead of exhaust, and it says fire while sprinting. I guess this is kind of like gung-ho, and it lasts for 3 rounds, triggers immediately. We have Feeling Lucky, which is a question mark, and it says it spawns a random power-up. Player activated, can use it 1 time, and I guess that's about halfway into the list here. We have Emulation Liquidation, spawns a fire sale pickup, player activated, and you can do this one 3 times. Of the things that you can spawn, this one seems the best. 3 fire sales is extremely useful, not only to you, but to your entire team. The next gumball is called Impatient, and it says respawn when the last zombie of the round spawns instead of at the start of the next round, which means I guess you just get in a little bit earlier. You can help your teammate out with that last horde. You can get some of your stuff. It triggers immediately but lasts until you bleed out. There is a gumball called In Plain Sight, which just shows one person sneaking around another, and it is 10 seconds of being ignored by zombies. You can do it once, and it's player activated, and it is that's going to be extremely useful, just being ignored by zombies. I can't imagine hardly anything better. One of the crazier looking gumballs is a Screaming Skull, and it says Killjoy. It says spawn an insta-kill power-up. This one you can do twice, and it's player activated. That seems very, very useful to have 2 insta-kills. There's an unusual one called Killing Time, which is an axe literally smashing a watch. It says all zombies freeze in place for 20 seconds. If they are shot, they are marked and will be annihilated when time is up. This almost sounds like a League of Legends ability here. It's player activated, and you can do it 1 time. That's really dope that you can just snap your fingers, freeze the time, and anything you touch explodes when time resumes. There's one called Licensed Contractor, which is a sparkly hammer. It spawns a carpenter power-up that's going to repair everything. Player activated, 3 uses. We have Lucky Crit, which is a sniper scope on a pair of dice. It says additional rolls against the percentage chance on the player's AAT, trigger immediately, and last 1 round. I literally have no idea what that means at all. I'm at a total loss here. Don't understand it. Next up, we have Now You See Me, which is a zombie running past some people. Or no, it's running away from one person and toward another. It says 10 seconds of all zombies targeting the player. It's player activated, 1 use in 10 seconds. That means all the zombies are going to come to you, they're going to chase you around, and they're going to be a big pain in the butt. This is probably so that you can, revive down teammates, or if your teammates need extra time to get power-ups and stuff at the end of the round. There is a gumball called On the House, which is a sparkling Perk-a-Cola here. It says spawn a free perk power-up, trigger activated, and 1 use. Very good. This also means that we are definitely getting perks and gumballs, so things get more complicated. The next one says One for the Road, which is kind of like an old 6-pack of soda being filled up at the store when you used to go to the fountain and fill up your own soda bottles. I didn't used to do that because I was born past 1905, but it is showing that. It says you can buy perks past the normal limit of 4 and gives players 1 extra perk slot, triggers immediately and lasts for 10 minutes. Again, we're learning a lot about the perks just from these kind of leaks right here. So you're going to have 4 normal perk slots, and this one will give you a 5th one. Perkaholic says gives you all perks on the map. It triggers immediately and lasts until you down, and there's like a drunk guy with perks all around him. He's just drinking like mad. Phoenix Up revives everyone and keeps all perks. You get to use this 1 time and is player activated. That sounds super useful. Snap your fingers, everybody's alive, and they all come back with their perks. We have Pop Shocks, which kind of looks like a magician throwing lightning at people. I guess it's referencing Pop Rocks. And it says melee attack does electric arc damage to nearby zombies, similar to the DG2, like the Wonderwaff DG2. I guess that means the Wonderwaff is going to be in the game if they're referencing it in the instructions, so Wonderwaff confirmed as well. Player triggered melee, and it lasts for your next successful 5 melee attacks. A very strange looking perk is called Private Eyes. It's got all the zombies kind of looking confused and you looking down a magnifying glass, and it says an icon similar to the grenade icon shows up with any zombie within 10 feet so they can't sneak up on you. Sounds very useful. Triggers immediately and lasts for 2 rounds. There is sort of like a recycling of guns images, and it says respin cycle. Make the magic box respin to a new weapon choice. Player activated, lasts 2 uses. I guess that's kind of like re-rolling the weapon box like a care package. Very, very useful. Getting near the end now, the next perk is a picture of a line graph, and the line and the stocks are going up. It says stock option. It looks like one of those stereotypical stock graphs. And it says you do not need to reload any weapon. Ammo is pulled from the stock before it hits the clip. That sounds very useful, especially on slow reloading weapons. Triggers immediately and lasts for 5 minutes. That could be really dope with rocket launchers because you can just spam them out really fast. Or any weapon, like any wonder weapon that's one shot, very useful. A perk of a guy stabbing a zombie in the back is called Sword Flay, and it says it is a 5x multiplier on melee damage. Very good. Immediately triggers immediately and lasts for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. You can do good work with that in the early rounds. There's one called Wall Power, which has an AK-74U. I don't know if that means an AK-74U is confirmed or not, but it's looking like it. Plugged into the wall, like it's an electric one, like a vacuum cleaner. And it says the next primary wall-buy weapon purchase provides the weapon is also pack-a-punch. So it's basically you buy a wall weapon, you get the pack-a-punched weapon, triggers immediately, and you'll get to use it whenever you buy the weapon. And lastly, we have Who's Keeping Score, which is a double points multiplier, and you can use this whenever you want, and you get to use it twice. It just spawns one of those double points guys. And that is all of the gumballs. Again, keep in mind, some of these definitely could be cut from the game, and some of these could be tweaked and redone. Could be a lot of changes here, but I thought you'd be interested in it. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Drifter out. This next one is called Alchemical Antithesis. The next one's a bit of a mouthful. It's called Alchemical Antithesis. Alchemical Antithesis. Blah.